Welcome students. Let's continue with the solving of some different types of questions from the chapter alcohols and phenols. So here I have taken a passage type question where a passage is given out and 5 questions are asked through with this passage. Okay. So let's see this question. So here in this question a passage is given where phenol reacts with chloroform in the presence of aqueous KOH at 340 Kelvin, followed by hydrolysis of the resulting product giving salicylaldehyde. Okay, so here phenol it is been reacted with chloroform, that is CS3 CHCl3 in the presence of NaOH in an solution of base basic solution, okay, basic medium. The reaction is undergone in the at a temperature of 340 kelvins. So NaCl is been removed and two water molecules has been removed out from this particular reaction. So here the formation of ONa with benzene ring and CHCl2 will take place. Now this particular product which has been obtained, it is now again reacted with two molecules of NaOH to again release 2 NaCl and formation of ONa benzene ring with that CHOH twice. Okay, means a di alcohol will be formed out with the benzene ring. So we know that di alcohols are very reactive as well as unstable compound. So what will happen on hydrolysis of this compound? The dialcohol will be removed out from here, and the dialcohol, that is the structure of this compound, will be something like this. Alcohol. This is the benzene ring, ONa, phenoxide, and with this phenoxide CH and 2OH. Okay. So these are the 2OH. I am showing the 2OH here only. So what will happen as 2OH on the same carbon atom, it is a very unstable compound. So what will happen? This OH and H will be removed out from here and they will be forming water. Okay, they will be forming what? They will be forming the water. So due to this, what will happen? The carbon atom which is present there, it will be converted into aldehyde. Okay, it will be converted into aldehyde as it has been formed a double bond with the oxygen there. Now further, on acidifying this particular product, the Na and the Cl will be removed out here and hydrogen will get attached to the benzene ring, sorry, with the oxygen which is attached to the benzene ring, forming salicylaldehyde. Okay, forming the salicylaldehyde. So the first question which is asking out here after reading this paragraph, let's answer the question. Let's answer the question here. Okay, so here we are going to answer the first question which is asking that the first question here is asking that the above reaction is, which is the given reaction. Okay, which is the given reaction here. So is it the Riemann-Tiemann reaction? Is it the Kolbe's reaction? Is it the Cannizaro's reaction, or is it is Fry's rearrangement? So the answer is it is Riemann-Tiemann reaction. Okay, this reaction where phenol is been converted to salicylaldehyde. Okay, this is termed as what? This particular reaction is named as Riemann-Tiemann reaction. So it is one of the important reaction. We have studied this reaction in our chapter. Okay, that is alcohol, phenols and ethers. Next, the electrophile in this electrophilic substitution reaction is, okay, which is the electrophile which has been used out here in the substitution reaction. So the electrophile here is CCl2 with a carbon having lone pair of electron. Okay, so this is the electron which is which can be also termed as a strong electrophile here. It is a strong electrophile here. okay, which is having how much? 6 electrons on carbon atom. Okay, 6 electron on carbon atom, and due to this reason it will be behaving as an electrophile. So the answer here, it will be option B. The question number 3, what the question number 3 is asking: when CCl4 is used in place of CHCl3 in the above reaction, the product form, the change in the reaction will be if we are taking CCl4 in the place of CHCl3, and what will be the change we are going to see here. So for that, let's see the reaction when phenol is being reacted with CCl4 in basic medium at temperature 340 Kelvin. Then we will see that the reaction will take place, that forming for 2-hydroxybenzoic acid. 2-hydroxybenzoic acid. Okay, so hence here the answer will be 2-hydroxybenzoic acid, that is option B. Okay. Next, when the product in D3 is heated with acetic anhydride, okay, means the product which we have formed, that is 2-hydroxybenzoic acid, is heated with acetic anhydride and concentrated H2SO4, the final product formed is used as, okay. So if we are heating the product which is formed out there, okay, if we are heating the product which is formed out there, that is 2-hydroxybenzoic acid is being reacted with acetic anhydride. Acetic anhydride. Then the formation of aspirin will take place. Okay, then the formation of aspirin will take place, which is an analgesic. Okay, which is an analgesic. So hence our answer will be analgesic, that is option C. When product in D3 is heated with phenol, the new product formed is called, okay, if we are heating the product, okay, if we are heating the product which has been obtained at D3, that is hydroxybenzoic acid, 2-hydroxybenzoic acid, if it is heated with phenol in the presence of POCl3, water will be liberated out here, and the formation of COO C6H5, okay, that is Celol. It is termed as Celol. Okay, Celol will take place. The formation of Celol will take place here. So here Celol, that is the B option is correct. Okay. So this was a case study based question, and here you can see that how the case study based question is been related to the other reactions also here. Okay, so these types of questions can be asked out in your paper. So try to be aware with such kind of questions and try to solve more and more questions of like that. Now let's move to the next type of question. So next type of question here is an assertion and reasoning type question. Okay, we are going to solve an assertion and reasoning type question here. So in this question, the question first, okay, the four options are generally which are been asked out there. Okay, so we don't have to consider this E option. Okay, we don't have to consider this E option. Only four options will be there, that is A, both assertion and reasoning are correct and reasoning is the correct explanation for the assertion. B, that is both assertion and reasoning are correct and the reason is not the correct explanation for assertion. The next is the C, that is assertion is correct, reason is false, and the D, the assertion is incorrect and reason is correct. Okay, next. So first question here, the first question here is asked is asserting that the boiling point of alcohols are higher than those of the hydrocarbons of comparable molecular mass. Okay, and the reason here is alcohol shows intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So first thing, yes, the alcohols are having higher boiling point as comparison to that of the other hydrocarbons. It is true. But the reason which is been given out there that alcohols are showing intramolecular hydrogen bond. So no, alcohols does not show, okay, they do not form hydrogen bonds. Okay, they do not form hydrogen bonding. They do not show the hydrogen bonding. Okay, the reason for the having higher boiling point of alcohols is, okay, the alcohols are not having intramolecular hydrogen bonds. They are having intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, they are having intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So how to define the intermolecular hydrogen bonding of the alcohols? So here you can take an example that CH3OH is there. So this CH3OH, what will happen? The CH3OH will be having hydrogen bond with the other OH, okay, with the other OH which is been bonded with the other, okay, like this. Similarly, then more O and H, CH3 like this. Then again this CH3 will be bonded with OH. So hence intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present. Okay, not the intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So hence here the reason is false and the assertion is true here. So the correct answer will be C here for the first question. Next, question number 2. Assertion. Phenol undergoes coal-base reaction but ethanol does not. Okay. Phenol undergoes coal-base reaction but ethanol does not. The reason is phenol is more acidic than ethanol. Okay. The reason is given out here is phenol is more acidic than ethanol. Yeah. So here, what is Kolbe reaction? First, let's talk about what is Kolbe's reaction. Okay. So Kolbe reaction, when phenol is reacted with, when phenol is reacted with NaOH, there sodium phenoxide has been formed. Now this sodium phenoxide, it is been heated with carbon dioxide at 400 Kelvin temperature with 4 and 7 atm pressure. So formation of phenyl sodium carbonate will take place. Okay, phenyl sodium carbonate will take place. Now after the rearrangement here, formation of sodium salicylate will take place. Okay, so on further acidification of this compound, we will obtain salicylic acid. Okay, we will obtain what? We will obtain the salicylic acid here. It is COOH. So this is the Kolbe's reaction. Here the Kolbe's reaction is undergoing due to the nature, okay, due to the nature that the phenoxides are more acidic. Okay, they are more acidic as comparison to that of the ethanol. If we are going to proceed this reaction with ethanol, so here ethanol will not be proceeded out here. Okay, it will not complete this reaction. So the reason there is that the phenol is more acidic than ethanol, but it shows that both this particular reason and assertion are true, but this reason is not explaining our assertion. So the correct option here, it will be B. Okay, here it will be B, that the both the condition, that is the assertion reason, are true, but our reason is not explaining our assertion. Okay, so the answer will be B option. Next, the third assertion. What is the third assertion asserting here? The third assertion is saying that the carbon oxygen carbon bond angle in the ether is higher than that of the hydrogen oxygen hydrogen bond angle in water. Oxygen is both ethers and water in is sp2 hybridized. Okay, so in both the condition it is saying that oxygen in both the conditions, that is in the case of the ethers and in the case of water, the oxygen is sp2 hybridized. Okay, so let's investigate and see that what is the answer for this particular assertion reason question. So here the bond angle for carbon oxygen and carbon, for the ether it is 111.7 degree. Okay, while in the case of hydrogen oxygen and hydrogen it is 100 and while the water molecule has an angle of 104.5 degree. So yes, the first, that is the assertion, is true here, that ethers are having higher bond angle as comparison to that of the water here. Now if we are going to see that what is the hybridization of the carbon and the oxygen here, so we will see that both the carbon and oxygen here, in the case of ether, they are sp3 hybridized. Okay, they are sp3 hybridized, and the oxygen also here it is sp3 hybridized, because two lone pairs are also present here. So how many bonds are forming for the carbon oxygen? It is having 4 covalent bonds. So for 4 covalent bonds, the sp3 hybridization is there. So hence the second option, that is the reason. Okay, if we are considering the reason here, then it is not explaining our assertion. Okay, here it is sp3 hybridized only, but here it is not explaining our assertion that why the bond angle is more in case of the ethers than that of the water here. Okay, so hence the here the answer will be B, option B, that both are correct, but the reason is not the correct explanation for the B. Next, assertion: the boiling point of diethyl ether is much less than that of the ethanol. In ethanol, the molecules are associated by the formation of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, whereas in diethyl ether it is not possible. Okay, so here it is comparing the physical property of ethers with that of the alcohols. Okay, so here the boiling point of ether, that is diethyl ether, it is CH3 CH2O CH3 CH2, oh sorry, CH2 CH3. Okay, it is 307.6 Kelvin, while with the same number of alcohol atom. Okay, if I am comparing it with ethanol. Okay, so here if we are comparing the boiling point of both, that is diethyl ether, which is 307.6 Kelvin, while that of the ethanol, which is 351 Kelvin, if I am going to compare here, so we will find that the boiling point of ethanol is greater than that of the ethers. So reason is that the alcohols are forming intermolecular bonds. Okay, intermolecular hydrogen bonds. They can form intermolecular hydrogen bonds, which we have studied in the first question only of this particular types of questions. And while in the case of ethers, it is not possible. It is not possible. Okay, so hence we will see that they are having the higher boiling point as comparison to that of the ethers there. Okay, so hence here the for fourth it will be A. It will be A, because the reason is also correct and the assertion is also correct, and reason is correctly explaining the assertion here. So the answer here it will be option A. Next, assertion: alcohols have higher boiling point than ethers of comparable molecular mass. Alcohols and ethers are isomeric compounds. So yes, alcohols are having higher boiling point than ethers of comparable molecular mass. This is also true. We can see here with some examples that alcohol, that is such as butanol. If I am considering about butanol, okay, butanol, if I am removing this and taking butanol here, that is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH. This is butanol or butyl alcohol. Here, the temperature of butanol is 390 Kelvin, while that of the diethyl ether, which is having the same number of carbon atom as comparison to that of the butanol, it is having only 307.6 Kelvin temperature. So what is the reason behind this? The reason behind is that the alcohols can form intermolecular bonds. Okay, but here it is saying that alcohols and ethers are isomeric. So yes, alcohols and ethers are isomeric, but this particular reason is not explaining our assertion here. So what will be the answer here? The answer will be B, that both, that is assertion and reason, are true, but reason is not the correct explanation for the assertion here. Next, ortho and para nitrophenols can be separated by steam distillation. Okay, ortho and para nitrophenols can be separated by steam distillation. Ortho isomers is steam volatile. Okay, it is a steam volatile due to chelation. Okay, due to chelation. And while para isomers is not steam volatile due to association of molecule by intermolecular hydrogen bond. Okay, so here let's inspect this particular question. So here let's inspect this particular assertion and reason. So it is true that both, that is the ortho nitrophenol, that is NO2, and paranitrophenol can be separated by steam distillation. Paranitrophenol, it can be separated by steam distillation. So what is the reason behind this? The reason is that the orthonitrophenol, it is forming intramolecular hydrogen bond. Okay, it is forming intramolecular hydrogen bond. That is what will happen when N double bond O and oxygen here. So here what will happen? The hydrogen of the OH group, that is hydroxy group, will be forming a intramolecular hydrogen bond here with the nitro group. And due to this reason, we will see that it is highly steam volatile. It is highly steam volatile. But due to formation of intramolecular hydrogen bond, okay, intramolecular hydrogen bond, that means if I am showing the nitro compound here like this, okay, so here it will form a intermolecular hydrogen bond with the other phenol group. Okay, so like this we will see that the intermolecular compound is been forming out here. So hence we will see that in the case of the ortho condition of the orthonitrophenol, we will see that they are steam volatile, and due to presence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, the paranitrophenils are not steam volatile. They are not steam volatile. So hence that is the both the assertion and reason are true, and reason is explaining, the reason is there explaining the assertion. So hence our answer will become A. Option A will be the answer, that is both are true and reason is explaining the assertion. So these are some of the questions which I have taken from the alcohols and phenol chapter. So today I am closing the class here only. We will continue this particular session, that is the question and answering session, in the next class also with some more chapters. So for today I am closing the class here only. Thank you.